Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is VirtualNunchucks, and today what I have for you is a video I've been meaning to make for a long time, but I haven't been able to because we've been away dealing with family stuff and all that kind of stuff. And it's a story that's been around for a long time, and that is the Activision blog post that recently came out. That's every YouTuber on the planet and every major gaming site or gaming news organization has said Activision has stated that they will never put loot boxes in Modern Warfare 2019. And I am amazed that they bought it. Now, I have included in my Twitter account, if you go to my Twitter account, I actually posted a question over the weekend. It said, by the way, I know this is Tuesday, but I had a other video planned yesterday, so I just did what I did. But anyway, over the weekend I put out there on my Twitter account at VNunchucks a question to you guys, and I posted this article or this blog post down in my Twitter account, and I asked, do you guys actually believe this statement? Okay, and do you believe it? Why or why not? Because I have read this statement several times, and I have listened to other YouTubers, because that's my job, you know, being a YouTuber, being a person who reviews games and things like that. I don't really consider it my job, it's more my hobby, but point is, because I don't make any money at this, so it's not really a job. So, point being is, because I'm a YouTuber, and because I try to follow gaming news, I follow people like Activision, I follow people like PlayStation, and all kinds of people. And I've been listening to YouTubers and reading articles from news organizations and all this kind of stuff. Even the big ones like NBC and Forbes and all that. I can't believe you guys bought this. This is like the best PR sales pitch I have ever seen. And to give you a little perspective, I used to work for Disney. And I used to write emails and sales pitches. I was in sales my entire adult career up until now. Okay, this is what I did for a living. I wrote things like this, and I wrote materials and trained people on how to sell and how to get people's money, you know, to come visit. And not only for Disney, but other places as well, you know. I was in sales. This is what we did. This is how we controlled perception. This is how we got people to call us. This is how we got people to spend money. This is what we did. This stuff right here. Okay? So, from a professional standpoint, I'm going to try to go through this a little bit and explain to you guys why this is beautiful. Okay? So, if you will hang with me for a little bit, we'll go through this. I'm not going to go through every single solitary detail. I'm not going to break it down that much. But I am going to try to break down the structure for you, and I'm going to try to explain to you why this is the biggest... If you bought this and said this is never going to happen, I'm sorry, but there's a whole bunch of outs in here, and I'm going to try to explain to you why. Okay? Let's go ahead and go through it. Now, again, I don't have it up on my screen. I'm sorry, I don't have it set up for all that. I'm not, you know, I'm not Angry Joe, and I'm not some of these other people. But I'm going to read through it. Okay? It's a message from the Call of Duty team. Now, I have to admit that this isn't exactly from the publisher itself. This is from the developers. Now, when we read this, I believe, before I go into this, I believe the developers want this. I believe this is what the developers want, because they want the greatest game they've ever made. They want it to succeed. They want people to be happy with it. And from a gameplay standpoint, from the beta, I'm extremely happy with it. I put a video out and saying why I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare and all that stuff. But the parent company, the publisher, Activision, ultimately pulls the strings. Okay, so here's why this is a very well-crafted PR statement. And let's get into it. Well, I would if my phone didn't just lock on me. There we go. Alright. Message from the Call of Duty team. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is almost here. From the moment this project began 3 years ago, the energy has been extraordinary. Okay? We've set our sights on making, or on not only creating the best game possible this year, but also on breaking down walls and bringing the community together, starting with Modern Warfare. We will be, okay? Now here's what they will be doing, and this is all sound really, really cool, alright? And we'll get into where it sounds bad here in just a second, okay? But hang on. Introducing crossplay to unite the community across all platforms for the first time ever. Removing Season Pass, a la carte DLC, multiplayer map packs to ensure people can play together. In other words, we're getting rid of all the... Here, you want a map pack? $14. Okay, I'm good with that. So we can all play together at the same time, not divide the community. Delivering free post-launch multiplayer maps and modes for all players. Again, totally cool. Right. I'm good with that. So far, this is the best thing ever. Okay? Releasing post-launch multiplayer maps and modes simultaneously across all platforms. Okay? We are excited about what these changes will bring to Call of Duty players. That said, we also recognize there is one more topic that many fans are interested to learn more about. Okay, so here's where we get into the murky stuff. Today, let's address the basics for the in-game economy coming in Modern Warfare. No, wait. You're like, wait, Virtual, so far so good. Let me explain something to you. This is their first out. Okay? This is their first out. I have seen Twitter. I have seen YouTubers' comments. I have seen all this kind of stuff where they'll say, well, now that they've written this down, they're liable. If they lie to us, they're liable. We can sue them. No, you can't. And I'll tell you why. Okay. First of all, we are introducing a new battle. Well, okay, wait. Not that. Today, let's address the basics for the in-game economy coming in Modern Warfare. When you write an email for a business, okay, at least in my world where I came from, I wrote the email or the sales material or whatever, and I had to approve it with my supervisor. Then my supervisor took it to a manager and approved through the manager, and then sometimes, depending on the company that I work for, the legal team would take a look at it, or the PR team would take a look at it and say, here. Then they'd come back with changes and say, change this word, change this phrase, change this, and make it sound more like this. Okay, it would happen all the time. That phrase right there, let's address the basics of the in-game economy coming to Modern Warfare. That is their first out. They chose the word basics on purpose because this is the basic economy. They have left themselves room to change this economy. They have left themselves room to change it as they see fit, as business needs arise. I'll give you a business need. For example, if everybody buys this game, okay, and you spent your $60, your $80, your $100 or whatever, if you went for the dark version and you spent $200, good for you. Alright. But once all of that has been done and they launch this game and pre-orders come in and they have gotten their pre-order sales, they've gotten people for the Christmas sale, they've gotten people for whatever sale, they've left themselves a huge out just by that one statement. These are the basics. We can change this if it doesn't sell well, there's not a big player base, there's not this or there's not that. We can find a way to make our shareholders happy by manipulating our economy. Because this is just the basic economy. I know that sounds crazy. I know it doesn't sound right. I know it sounds like I'm picking apart every little thing, but that's how this works, okay? Trust me on this. Alright? All functional content that has an impact on the game balance, such as base weapons and attachments, can be unlocked simply by playing the game. Alright, I'm going to read that again. Now listen very closely. All functional content that has an impact on game balance, such as base weapons and attachments, can be unlocked by simply playing the game.
Allied cruise missile launched.
Now, I told you I wasn't going to do this to every single thing, but I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'll go on with my explanation. They're going to introduce a battle pass system, and they're going to say that all weapons that affect gameplay, attachments, whatever, weapons, attachments, whatever that affects game balance, can be unlocked by playing the game. But it doesn't say can only be unlocked by playing the game. Every word in this piece is crafted very, very well. Because they left themselves an out that says, yeah, you can earn it. But if they decide to later, you can also buy it. Okay? They didn't say can only. They said can be. So they've left themselves an out. And I know you may think I'm crazy. You may think, oh, come on, Virtual, you're just picking at every little thing. I'm not crazy. This is what I used to do. Okay. They left themselves an out. Right there. The Battle Pass system will allow players to see content that they are buying and not earning or buying, and I'm good with that because they said earning or buying, so you can do either or, and I'm good with that because if I can see what I'm buying, I'm more likely to be okay with spending some money if I like what I see. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm the kind of person that doesn't like microtransactions in my video game anyway, but y'all know that. Alright. Excuse me. Allergies are killing me. Let's see. Battle passes will launch timed to new... Wait, hold up. What does that say? Battle passes will launch timed to new post-launch live seasons, so you can unlock cool new Modern Warfare themed content that match each season. Well, that's fine. You know, no big deal there. The new Battle Pass system, players will be able to earn COD points by playing the game. That's kind of cool, but it doesn't say how many COD points. It doesn't say what the rollout, the amount of COD points you can earn, and how long it takes, and all that kind of stuff. So you may be compelled, depending on how slow the drip is, to purchase COD points in the store so that you can speed up your progress when it comes to COD points. So there's another out. Okay. There will be both free stream and a premium stream in the content. The systems of Modern Warfare. Anyway. New base weapons will be earned through gameplay simply by playing Modern Warfare. They still didn't say that they wouldn't put it in loot boxes. Attachments for the base game can also be unlocked through gameplay as well, just like in the game's beta. Well, that's fine. But you still can put them in the loot boxes. You still haven't told me that you're not going to do that ever. Battle Pass and the in-game store will feature a variety of cosmetic content that does not impact gameplay. Now, this is the biggest one I've ever seen, okay? This is the biggest one. The Battle Pass and in-game store will feature a variety of cosmetic content that does not impact gameplay. Okay, fine. But you didn't say that it'll only feature cosmetic content. You said it will feature cosmetic content, but it could also feature weapons at a later date. It could also feature attachments at a later date. It could feature, I don't know, any number of things that you decide that you want to put in it at a later date. That's why I say everything is so well crafted. It's the most beautiful piece of sales pitch I've ever seen. Okay? Now, of course, they're still trying to round this out. There's a whole paragraph on when they're going to launch the system and all that kind of stuff, and why they're not going to launch it on launch day. Well, first of all, I can tell you why they're not going to launch it on launch day. Because if they actually launched it the way they want it to be, the review scores would reflect that. And they don't want that. They want people to buy the game, they want people to play the game, be hooked on the game, and then later on, if they decide to change whatever they said here, they can do that, just like they did in Black Ops 4. It launched, even at Christmas when I bought it, it had a fair battle pass system in it. You knew exactly what you were getting. At tier 50 or tier 100, you got a weapon, and you knew what weapon you were getting. Then they introduced later. They introduced the weapon bribes and the cases and the whatever and all that garbage. All right. Here's how this works. Now, I spent time doing something, and again, hang with me because I spent time doing something I said I wasn't going to do. I read the whole statement, and I want to do that. It basically boils down to this. When I was in Disney, when I was working for Disney and other companies, other hospitality companies and other things, this is my entire job, was selling the company, putting a good face on the company, making guests happy as much as I could, and making the company money. That's my job. Okay? That's my job. We would send out sales campaigns. The biggest one that I can remember, and if you're over 20, you're going to remember these. And I don't know, they still may do it. I'm not there anymore, so I don't know what they do anymore. But we used to send out these little postcards in the mail to your home. And we'd send out emails and stuff very similar to this, too. They do the emails, I know, because I get them occasionally. But we'd send a postcard that says, that have a picture of let's say, Donald and Goofy and family and balloons and they're smiling and they're goofing around with the characters, and right in bold print it would say something like, and please understand, I'm not bashing Disney, okay? That was one of the best jobs I ever had, okay? As a young person and as a young adult. But they would say, stay at Walt Disney Resort or wherever. $99 per person per night. Call now. And they'd give you the number down at the bottom. And they'd say, call us now to book your dream vacation. Whatever. And people would call me. And they'd say, I want to take advantage of this deal. I just got it in my mail. This is awesome. We've been planning a vacation. We want a vacation. We haven't had vacation in years. This is what we want to do. And I said, sure, no problem. Let me see what I can do. What dates do you want to travel? And they'd give me some dates. And I'd say, okay. And I'd look. But if you're not an eagle-eyed consumer, if you're not familiar with how sales works, there's a little asterisk. There always is at the bottom of that advertisement or at the bottom of that whatever. The little asterisk comes up on your TV commercials too, by the way. You just pay attention. When you see a car commercial, when you see any of those commercials, pay attention to the little asterisk. There's a little fine print at the bottom. It's important. Because there's a little fine print at the bottom of those advertisements would always say, offer subject to blackout dates. Say, for example, August 1st to November 31st travel dates. I'm just using that as an example. They would say subject to double occupancy, or subject to this or that or whatever. And at the bottom it would also say other restrictions apply. Okay? They wouldn't tell you what the other restrictions were. You'd call me and you had to find out that way. But some of the other restrictions would be that maybe they only set aside X amount of rooms for that particular deal, okay? And once those rooms are gone, then they're gone. There's no more $99 a night rooms, okay? Or if you were a family of 4 and it's based on double occupancy, you'd have to get another room. That's how hospitality works. That's how it works. It's not just Disney, that's everywhere, okay? Sometimes it would be if you have 5 people, you have to rent a car. It's just crazy, okay? There's other restrictions, all right? And then people would call me and they'd say, and I tell them, well, I can't do that for you because your dates your travel dates, that deal's not offered during the dates that you want to travel, or you know, or I can't do that because you have too many people in your room, and this is what I can offer you instead because you got to pay for cots, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. Well, I'm gonna sue you, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm not happy with you, blah blah blah, and that's false advertising. No, ma'am, no, sir, it's not. It's not false advertising. Because if you look down at the bottom of the advertisement, we tell you certain restrictions apply. We tell you the blackout dates, and if you're paying attention, then you'll know. And I'm sorry, but that's the way it works. And I'd have to offer you another deal or try to make you happy some other way. Okay. If I wanted to preserve the image for my company that I was working for, then that is how we did it. We tried to make you happy another way, or if we could, make you move your dates and give you the deal. But it's not always that way. And we craft these things so that it sounds so awesome, so that you buy into it, so that you do those things. And that's what Activision has done here. They have left themselves an out that says, basically, and I'll sum it up for you in like one phrase. They go to court because someone sees this post, and then they sue them because they lie later on down the road. Okay? They lie down the road, and they say, I'm taking you to court. Activision can stand in court, and this one phrase is all that matters. We never said that it would never happen. If you read this statement, we never promised that they would never be in the game. We promised we would launch with a battle pass system. We promised the basics of the economy. We promised that we would try to make it as fair as we could, but we never promised that we would never put weapons in loot boxes. We never promised we wouldn't put weapons in the store. We never promised we wouldn't put weapons or game-breaking, balancing things in our economy. We outlined the basics of the economy, but we never promised this was all the economy. And yes, that's shady. Yes, that's evil. Yes, that's not right from a consumer standpoint. But from a legal standpoint, depending on the judge and depending on the circumstances, they will get... The person who sues the company will get nothing. Unless the judge says, well, that's good and very, very... that's shady and you should change your wording and things like that. Again, it depends on the judge. But for the most part, they would be able to it would be able to be argued in court and most likely won. Okay? Now, I want them to stick to their word. I want this blog post to be true. I want this to be the best game ever, and I want them to have a completely fair system. And there is an out for that too. Assuming that Modern Warfare Mobile, or Call of Duty Mobile rather, makes them tons of money, they may be able to offset the lack of microtransactions in this game with the mobile. Okay. So that's a possibility, but from a salesperson's perspective, and a person who's done this his entire life, I'm going to tell you that if that's what you expect, I'm sorry, but you're probably wrong. Okay. I want to be wrong, but I am. Look, guys, I've spent way too much time on this video as it is, but that's my thoughts from a professional perspective. It's what I did for a living. It's what I understand. So if you disagree with me, you're free to disagree with me in the comments. Just make sure that you're respectful. I will be respectful of you. I expect you to be respectful of me and respectful of other people in the comments below. If you liked the video, if you found it informative, I appreciate it if you would leave me a like. It does help the channel a lot if you would leave a like on the video. And of course, if you want gaming reviews like Modern Warfare, we're going to review that in the next few days. If you like opinion pieces or news updates or anything like that, anything related to gaming, consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell so you're notified whenever content hits the channel. A programming note for you guys. Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here is when the digital PS4 and I believe Xbox One get to play the game. Thursday night, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will start recording gameplay for you guys then, okay? But I'll probably be live on Friday, either on Twitch or YouTube, and as the days get closer, I will certainly let you know. But on Thursday, I'm planning on recording some gameplay for you guys, letting you see the game as it launches, and then I'll be live on Friday to let you guys see that as well, and then probably you know, have my full review hopefully by Monday up on the channel for you guys to see. And then I'm also going to reserve the right to review in full the microtransactions when they launch, probably after Christmas. So we're gonna, or Christmas or the holidays. I don't want to offend anyone, but you know, I grew up in a world where you could say that, so I'm sorry. But during the holidays, after the holidays, of course, I'll look at the microtransactions and we'll review that and we'll talk about it because I want to see if I'm right. Anyway, I'm sorry guys, it took so long, but I wanted to put this out there and I wanted to explain it as detailed as I could because I really believe that they have left themselves a lot of outs. And if I wrote you know, if I was tasked with writing a PR piece or a sales pitch to repair some damage from my perception, this is pretty close to what I would have done to try to save some face. So I'm just letting you guys know that that's probably what's going to happen. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll be doing something tomorrow, so in preparation for the launch on Thursday. So I hope you guys have a great day, and hope to see you in the next video. And talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Securing Alpha. Enemy UAV on.